Imagine a quiet winter evening in a major metropolis. Millions of people simultaneously turn on heaters, stoves, and water boilers. At that moment, the city consumes energy at a rate that no pipeline in the world could supply in real time. To prevent the system from collapsing due to a drop in pressure, humanity created invisible batteries, colossal underground reservoirs hidden a kilometer beneath our feet. These are not just empty caves. They are high-tech geo-engineered facilities where natural gas is stored under staggering pressures of up to 200 bars. On a global scale, these storage sites hold trillions of cubic meters of fuel, providing 20–30% of all winter consumption for countries in harsh climates. But the price of such stability is a constant battle with the laws of physics. We pump a volatile, explosive substance into porous rock, effectively turning the Earth's crust into an overinflated balloon. The ultimate question for engineers is, how do you keep this balloon from bursting when millions of people live directly above it? Modern civilization suffers from a fundamental timing problem. Gas production is a steady, monotonous process that cannot be quickly accelerated. Consumption, however, is a chaotic pulse driven by Arctic cyclones. During anomalous freezes, the demand for heat can spike by 300% in a matter of hours. Main pipelines have physical throughput limits. You cannot simply push 3 times more gas through them. The friction would overheat compressor seals and destroy the infrastructure. Underground gas storage, UGS, solve this dilemma by acting as dampers. In the summer, when gas is cheaper and demand is minimal, surpluses are pumped into the depths. In the winter, when peaks occur, these reserves are released into the grid to sustain life in the cities. Without this system, any failure in a pipeline thousands of kilometers long would mean the immediate freezing of entire regions. However, the main difficulty is that nature did not create perfect airtight containers for humans. We have to use the very structure of the planet, adapting it to our needs. Engineers utilize 3 types of natural formations, each requiring a unique approach. Depleted fields. These are former gas or oil fields. Nature has already proven their airtightness by holding hydrocarbons for millions of years. This is the most reliable option, but it requires a massive volume of cushion gas that will never be extracted. Salt caverns. Hollows are leached into massive salt deposits. Salt is plastic and virtually impermeable to gas. These vessels allow for very rapid injection and withdrawal of gas, making them ideal for covering sharp daily demand peaks. Aquifers, the most complex and risky type. Gas literally displaces water from the pores of the rock, creating an artificial bubble. Here, engineers face the risk of groundwater contamination and the intricate mechanics of fluid displacement. Phase 1. 3D seismic biopsy. Before drilling begins, the territory undergoes detailed scanning. Using seismic vibrator trucks, engineers obtain a 3D map of the strata. The key goal is to find the caprock, a layer of impermeable clay or shale hundreds of meters thick that serves as the lid of our reservoir. If this lid has even a single microcrack, the pressurized gas will migrate upward, emerging on the surface kilometers away from the station. Phase 2. The telescopic fortress, drilling. Drilling a UGS well is the art of isolation. Depths reach up to 2,500 meters. Engineers use a system of telescopic casing strings. Steel pipes of varying diameters are inserted into one another. Every space between the pipe and the rock is filled with specialized corrosion-resistant cement. This is critical for protecting freshwater aquifers. Any error in cementing turns the well into a directed nozzle that, in the event of an accident, could erupt into a pillar of flame hundreds of meters high. Phase 3. Solution mining, the skyscraper in salt. If the UGS is built in salt, engineers don't just drill, they dissolve the earth. Fresh water is pumped into the well to dissolve the salt and bring the brine back out. This process lasts for years. The result is a cavity the size of several skyscrapers. The main risk here is geomechanical stability. If the cavern becomes too wide or asymmetrical, the pressure of the overlying rock will simply crush it, causing ground subsidence on the surface. Phase 4. Cushion gas, the billion-dollar security deposit. You cannot use the entire volume of the storage facility. About 50% of the injected gas is called buffer, or cushion gas. It is needed solely to maintain the necessary minimum pressure in the reservoir. Without this pressure, the reservoir would collapse or fill with water. This represents a massive investment literally buried in the ground for decades. This gas will never generate profit. It only ensures the system's operational viability. Phase 5. The heart of the beast. Compression. Gas from the main pipeline arrives at a pressure of about 40-50 bars. To force it into the UGS, the pressure must be raised 4 to 5 times. For this, compressor stations are built with turbines boasting tens of thousands of horsepower. The problem is that during compression, gas heats up significantly due to the laws of thermodynamics. If hot gas is pumped into the well, it will destroy the cement and deform the steel pipes. Therefore, the station is equipped with massive air cooling units. Phase 6. Breathing rocks and thermal fatigue. A UGS facility constantly breathes. It expands during summer injection and contracts during winter withdrawal. This cycle creates colossal variable loads on the steel and the rock. Over time, fatigue accumulates in the metal, and microchannels may appear in the cement. To prevent a catastrophe, automatic shutoff valves are installed at a depth of about 300 meters. These valves will slam shut even if the surface equipment is completely destroyed, preventing gas from escaping. Phase 7. The chemical scrub, cleaning the ghost. When gas emerges from underground, it is no longer clean. It is saturated with formation water, salts, and sometimes hydrogen sulfide. To prevent it from destroying consumer appliances, it is passed through dehydration units using glycol. If even a little moisture is left in the gas, it will turn into hydrates, ice plugs, during expansion and rapid cooling, which can clog a pipe, cause a sharp pressure spike, and rupture the main line. The economics of UGS are staggering. Constructing a single facility in salt strata can cost between $150 million and $400 million.
Scan complete on well
But
C4.
mistakes cost even more. The largest accident at the Aliso Canyon UGS in 2015 resulted in the leak of nearly 100,000 tons of methane. This was an environmental blow equivalent to the emissions of 500,000 cars over a year. Cleanup costs and fines exceeded $1 billion for the company. This incident forever changed safety standards. Now, pressure monitoring in the annular space is conducted every second. Today, engineers face a new challenge: using existing UGS facilities to store hydrogen. This is the key to green energy. But hydrogen is the most treacherous element. Its molecule is so small that it seeps through the crystalline lattice of steel, making it brittle, a phenomenon known as hydrogen embrittlement. Additionally, hydrogen can become food for underground bacteria, which turn it into toxic hydrogen sulfide. The whole world is now watching pilot projects in Europe where engineers are trying to tame this fuel of the future in salt domes. Underground gas storage facilities are a triumph of hidden engineering. They are not as noticeable as bridges or skyscrapers, but they are the foundation upon which the safety of modern cities rests. Every time you turn on your gas in winter, remember, behind it lies a complex system balancing on the edge of the planet's physical limits. In your opinion, which is the greater danger? The potential risk of a massive underground blowout, or the social collapse and freezing of millions of people in the event of a system failure? If this topic interested you, we can dive into the engineering design of LNG icebreaking tankers, or the technologies for constructing deep-sea gas pipelines, such as the Turk Stream,